Hey guys, Shadow Reviewer here. Well, here we are. This is my ranking of Legend of Korra, Book 3, episodes, and ranking them from worst to best. So, the usual shtick. This list is just my opinion. I'm not working off from a script, and just sit back and relax. Okay, so there are 3 I would consider bad episodes. And the award for the worst episode of Legend of Korra, Book 3 is number 13, Episode 3, The Earth Queen. The introduction to the Earth Queen, she annoys the hell out of me right away. Although her being allergic to animals had a bit of a funny payoff, but the character annoyed me. Annoying and bossy. Kai is honestly at his worst here, reverting back to his old ways, and stranding both Bolin and Marco out on the lower parts of Ba Sing Se. This episode irritated me, and thankfully the next episode is great, but this one is just horrendously bad start. And at number 12 we have Episode 2, Rebirth. I thought the way they handled it was... the tone was very all over the place. I mean... I don't know whether it's trying to be dramatic or funny. It really doesn't interest in neither. I mean, I get what they were going for, but it doesn't... And Kai's introduction here is honestly... it's a mixed bag for me. Well, he does share a cute moment with Jinora in that very same episode. The way they handle his backstory, being the thief with airbending skills, yeah, I feel nothing. Well, I will give this... the stuff with her here is honestly the best part, hence why it ranks higher, but not by much. Number 11. Episode 7, Original Airbenders. Yeah, this one is, again, like with the last one, the tone's very all over the place. Once again, it doesn't do much in terms of making you laugh, and it doesn't do well on the dramatic stuff. And where I love Tenzin 100%, this is the one episode I don't like him. I get what they were going for, again. I don't know whether it's trying to be dramatic or funny. They tried to do a mix of both, and it doesn't work for me. I will say Tenzin does listen his lesson in the end, and apologizes to Jinora after he snaps at her. And I will say the ending... I will say the third act is really good, given with Boomy and the Airbenders working together to save Kai and Jinora. I will give them that, but... the way they handle Tenzin's character is anything but. But again, I do like his ending arc. But that's mostly just it. Okay, so we're done with the bad episodes. Now let's get into the meh episodes. Starting off with number 10, episode 8, The Terror Within. Now, I will say the episode's passable at the very least. I mean, the way they set up the whole traitor finding out that Suyen's advisor is the traitor, it's pretty damn obvious, and this is the one episode where Varric is actually useful, but apart from that, I don't know, the tone's all over the place. But I will say, the action sequence where the Red Lotus almost captures Korra is a very well done one. I'll give them that. But the way they try to handle this mystery is pretty damn obvious. I mean, they tried doing that in the last season, and it didn't work out that way either. So yeah. It's a mixed bag for me. But again, the action sequences make it somewhat enjoyable. Somewhat enjoyable. Number 9, Episode 12, Enter the Void. And I know what a lot of you are thinking here. This is like nearly the second last episode of the season. How can it be that bad? It's the way they slowly set up the episode. I will say the ending is pretty good, and the cliffhanger ending is pretty shocking. I don't know, it's just... Again, the action sequence is pretty well done, and it should have been obvious that the Red Lotus set a trap. I don't know, it just feels out of place for me. I mean, it's obvious he set up a backup, but he relied way too damn quickly on Team Avatar falling for it. I will say killing Pai Li, the first member of the Red Lotus to get killed, is honestly not a bad start. I kind of like the chemistry what she and Zahir had. It's honestly kind of a sweet romance. But here's where it's in the middle. It's not bad, it's just there. But I will say the ending is well done. Okay, so now we're done with the meh episodes. Let's get into the pretty good episodes. And starting off with number 8, episode 1, A Breath of Fresh Air. Yes, I did say we're getting to the good episodes. We've got a long way, people. And I will say this episode is pretty good. For one, it's set up exactly how it should. New airbenders are now among them, and I love Korra instantly wants to go and help. This is honestly the side of character I like. And I love the introduction of Zahir during the cliffhanger of the first episode. He seems like a decent threat, and having an airbender who's the bad guy is honestly kind of uninteresting. But Korra trying to lift the spirits away and President Rocco really goddamn irritate me. I did say this was a good episode. I didn't say it was perfect. Yeah, this character, he still annoys me. I mean, he is slightly better in the season finale, but still. After everything she did for you, you cussed her out anyway. You're an ass. So yeah, I thought the first episode was a good start. I just wish it was fixed up a little bit, and give more of an actual reason to cast Korra out of Republic City. Not whatever stupid that the president pulls. Honestly, it just irritates me he would do this. Number 7, episode 10, Long Live the Queen. I will say the Queen's demise is honestly one of the disturbing death scenes I've seen in the Avatar Korra franchise. I mean, not only we see it on screen, it is long and painful. But I do like that it's Zahir is the one that carries it out. This woman has been nothing but an awful person, and I kind of root for him to take her out. I will say they are legit smart, not only to not trust the Queen, but to act instantly. And I like that as soon as he takes the Queen out, he doesn't take over. He just lets the people of Ba Sing Se do what the hell they want. Although him capturing Marco and Bolin, there could have been another way, but I don't know. It's just there. But still, a pretty good episode. Number 6, episode 5, The Metal Clan. So yeah, I thought this was a pretty good episode. So, the way they set up Lin and Suyen's connection is honestly really good. I gotta give props to both of them. They legit look like sisters, and they had a pretty bad history. Suyen gained the besties of life, and Lin following in Mama's footsteps. I really like this build-up. I like the little romance between Opal and Bolin. Although Korra learning to metal bend was pretty cool, and while it does deep into the next episode, more on that in a bit, I still like this episode. Although the subplot, I'm hit or miss on that. Now, so Zahir infiltrates the air temple, but they make us think it's not him. Yeah, Facial recognition tells me otherwise. It is damn obvious it's him. Shave your hair all you want, buddy. It's obviously you. And yeah, it feels too easy that he found this place. But I will say they don't drag this out for a couple of episodes. That would be horrendously dumb. I like that Kaya instantly catches on. And she does have a pretty good fight sequence with him. Even though it just ends in a stalemate. But still, at least nobody got hurt. And it's honestly not that bad. I just wish it wasn't so damn obvious. But still, a pretty good episode nonetheless. Number 5, episode 13, Venom of the Red Lotus. I will say this is a pretty good season finale. I just wish the setup of the episode was a little more planned out. Okay, so they infect Korra with this mercury that will slowly kill her unless she enters the avatar state. But they could have, maybe put her in a place where there's no air, or tighten they're doing a little better. I don't know, it just feels like they could have fixed this another way. But I will say, the fight between her and Zahir is freaking awesome. And there's a really dark, tense moment where you think she's dead. And Zahir laughing his ass off. Ugh. So yeah, I thought this episode was pretty decent. It was great action, a fun finale, honestly, not too much of a downer ending, but still a really kind of a good downer ending. Good for Janora, who finally gets the airbending tattoos, but bad for Korra because the mercury almost killed her but left her paralyzed. Yeah, kind of a sad ending, eh? But still, pretty decent finale. I kind of like that. Okay, so now we're on to the great episodes. And there are some pretty great ones in there. Number 4, episode 9, The Stakeout. Yeah, I thought this episode was pretty decent. So, Team Avatar has tracked down Suyun's advisor. I keep forgetting his name. And they do the smart thing by wait for him to come out, but it's been hours, and I'll give Zahir, honestly, the best scene in the episode is when Zahir and Katara are talking, and Zahir reveals exactly who they are. The Red Lotus. The opposite of the White Lotus. And honestly, the scenes between Katara and Zahir are great. No fighting, just talking it out, and them just discussing about peace and balance. Honestly, it's just a great conversation. And from the way Zahir is talking, you kind of want to believe him that he wants to restore peace and balance, but he's doing it in ways that, well, result in, well, wanting to hurt people. Well, world leaders, as he says. And I thought the ending bit was pretty decent too. So yeah, I thought this was a pretty great episode. I just wish the comedy was a little better, but the stuff with Zahir and Katara is so freaking good. I can overlook past that. Number 3, episode 11, The Ultimatum. I will say that the way this episode was handled with the action and the intensity was fantastic here. So, the Tenzin, his family, and the Airbenders have been captured by the Red Lotus. But man, Tenzin, the badass he is, despite them being taken hostage, he pretty much stops them. Sadly, it never comes to pass. Not only does Kai almost lose his life, the Airbenders get recaptured by Pai Li. And we get a great action scene between Tenzin, Zahir, and Zahir's 2 other friends. Honestly, the way they handled this on a dark cliffhanger with them severely beating him, it's honestly just freaking hard to watch. And I did mistakenly thought the Airbenders got away. Sadly, they didn't, which honestly makes it even more painful. But makes it a still great episode nonetheless. I thought the way they handled things here with action intensity and just focusing it all in one location is honestly great stuff. It shows the development of character, and it makes it more interesting. Alright, so here we got 2 episodes that are just freaking perfect. But deciding between the 2 was really hard. But I had to pick one. And my number 2 spot goes to episode 4, In Harm's Way. Honestly, the escape sequence is honestly well done. So I had to find out about the Queen capturing all the airbenders. That includes Kai. And through very smart thinking from Janora, which she find out where they are, we get a great escape sequence where I'll give props to Kai. He saves Janora. So I'm slightly liking the little kid. And seeing the Earth Queen's downfall when her plan shatters is honestly so satisfying. So yeah, the escape sequence is fantastic. It's intense. It's great. There's a lot of great build-up as Team Avatar goes up against the Dai Li. It's honestly great stuff. And the end bit with the Queen's allergies sniffling up is a really good laugh. So yeah, I thought the episode was just perfect. Except for one. And given it hasn't been mentioned yet, and I kind of mentioned it, let's get into it. And what I consider my number 1 favorite episode of Legend of Korra, Book 3, is Episode 6, Old Wounds. What can I say about this episode that I think is just perfect? The way they handled Lin and Suyen's story is honestly freaking amazing. Suyen was a troublemaker, and Lin followed in her mother Toph's footsteps. And the way they handled the flashback is fantastic. And Lin having to suffer from those traumatic flashbacks. And honestly, the fight between her and Suyen is honestly fantastic, as they pretty much have to fight it out, and it's honestly just amazing. It's just amazing the way they handle it. With Lin venting out her frustration, Suyen wanting to patch things up, this is a realistic sisterly bond that I absolutely love. Family is not always perfect, but sometimes real stuff gets in the way, and sometimes we have to punch through it if you want to patch it up. And when they patch it up, it's honestly beautiful. I instantly believe that Lin and Suyen are sisters, even though they only share the same mother. So yeah, I absolutely loved this episode. I consider it my number 1 favorite episode from Legend of Korra, Book 3. And I'm interested to see where Book 4 lands in that pile. And that's the end of the video, folks. Hope you like it. Give me a thumbs up, like and comment and subscribe, and I hope to get more videos like this. Speaking of which, tomorrow I'll be reviewing the season overall. Keep an eye out for that video. Until then, I'm the Shadow Reviewer, signing off.